Man, this game is crazy. You know, you come out here 1 week, you look like a major champion. The next week, you look like a 25 handicapper from Crabapple, North Dakota. But
let's go, bro.
3 shots, 4 par, I just do 2. 1 putt, par 4, birdie, woo-hoo. New driver, info, replace, M2, par 5, fairway, what you fin do? Think I'll try to get on into, start right, good line, good view, it drew, shooter McGavin, 2 thumbs that's up high and 2 fingers pointed at you, pew pew, fairway to green, conk off that I'm playing.
Welcome to Nothing is OB South Texas Golf Podcast, episode 159. Tonight's special guest is one of my favorite golfers out there, one of my favorite professional golfers, Anthony Arod Rodriquez, alumni of the Big Break, alumni of Texas A&M, Gig'em. We're going to get into some talk about that Texas A&M as well later on here in the show. First off, before we kick things off here, I have a new presenting sponsor. I want to say a big ups to my man, Lee Ramos, out at Maximum Demolition and Dismantling. Lee is that guy that does the dirty work. Any job anybody says they can't do, Lee can make the impossible possible. Lee and his crew have been in business for a good while. He's a good man, good person, and I'm so thankful for his sponsorship of the Nothing is OB South Texas Golf Podcast. Also today, we're also going to kick things off here. We are coming from the Texas Chancla Studios, law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla. We will get in a little bit more to my sponsorship and my relationships with those two gentlemen, and I'm so thankful for their sponsorship and their support of the Nothing is OB Golf Podcast right here. Let's go ahead and bring out my main man out here, Arod. My man, how we doing tonight, Anthony?
Andy, thank you for having me. We're doing good here in Houston, Texas, or just outside Houston, playing the Senior State Open, Texas State Open.
Dude, you're all about that golf life, man. But you're all about that golf life, your hunting life, your shooter. I saw you coaching some golf, your boys. Dude, you got a lot on your plate right now, brother.
You know, it's that was exciting. We transferred the boys to TMI this year, and was asked to be the golf coach, and right now just the interim golf coach right now, and went to the athletic director, Peter, and told him our first golf tournament was at the Dominion last week. I said, hey, we're going to win this golf tournament. We're going to win state. He goes, you think so? I said, yeah, we're going to win. And then ended up winning by 19 shots. 2 of my players, my son, and then my other player, Bernardo, finished tied second for medalists.
Dang. I mean, so you got some high standards, bro. You set the bar extremely high, man. You set the bar extremely high for your squad, bro.
You know, it's great because Bernardo wasn't playing on the team, and he said, if you coach, I'll come back and play. And you know, I have both my boys and Bernardo and another student. He's a freshman named Marco, and he just finished 4th last week at Lady Bird Johnson STPJ event. And so we have a solid team. We're looking for a 5th man. If there's anybody out there want to transfer to TMI, they can break 80. We'd love
right. You're just saying, right? Just throwing it out there, right, bro?
Yeah, you know, exactly.
Well, man, I got people chiming in already, and everybody, thank you so much. If you are just hopping onto the show right now, I have Anthony Rodriquez, Arod, or what some I told everyone is asking me who was having on the show, and I said we got A God on the show. I said Arod, and they're like A God on the show, and I said, man, I think that's a while, right? That was a long time ago.
That was a long time. Yeah, that guy is no longer. No,
he's in there somewhere, bro. He's in there somewhere.
Yeah, people that meet me now and they said, man, that was you on the show, or they read back and read about me and they're like, man, you were a real dickhead on the show.
It was all if you're unfamiliar, Arod was on the Big Break twice. And you know what, everybody love to hate you. And you know, yeah, that's what I'm saying. We'll get into it here in a bit. I don't want to spill the beans too soon, but I had one of my boys had a great story, and I was trying to get him on tonight. I know he had a previous commitment. You played with him recently out of River Hills there in Calcuttas, And it was I don't want to get to it. We got a lot to talk. We got a lot to talk right here, but he gave me a great story and some great insight to what type of guy I don't think people get to see a lot. And it was great to hear that it was great to hear some of the good things that how you treated him, how you treat others, you treat people in your foursome, you treat people around you, and why people that know you, people that run in your circle, they'll go to bat for you, they'll die for you, they'll ride or die for you. And I love to hear those stories. And so let's kind of get into it, man. Kind of catch us up.
You said again,
hey, I have that effect on people. So why don't you kind of just tell us, take us through. You had an incredible 2023 qualifying for the US Senior Open, and why don't you kind of just take us kind of down that journey and how it came to be, and just a little bit about that experience.
How it really came to be. I don't know. You saw it on Facebook. Reading the book Greatness by Dr. David Cook and following his, I guess, sports psychology methods, and writing down my goals, writing down tangible goals, writing all where I saw him every day for 3 months. I saw him, and U.S. Open, it was stapled. I mean, I had stickers on the wall in my bathroom, my closet, in my garage, where I worked out. I had it everywhere. So I saw it every day for 3 months and wrote down these goals, and it worked. It really did. He's a great sports psychologist. You got people who don't know Dr. Cook. He wrote 7 Days in Utopia, and what a great movie that was too. And Buck Mayers and him are great friends. Buck teaches me at Escondido, and he went up there to the U.S. Open with me, and it was a great time. It was a great experience. My boys, they loved golf. They liked golf, but after that, Anthony, my oldest, really, that's what all of a sudden he started practicing hard. And he goes, "Oh, I want to do this," So he's kicked off now, and hopefully has a chance to go into the Air Force Academy.
Oh, dude, that's lovely, bro. And I think as being a coach and being a teacher of 20 years, you try to do these. It's if the mind can see it or the mind can believe it, you can achieve it, right?
That was my goal. I actually said that. I got honored in 1995 at the Boys Club down in the Valley and down in McAllen, Texas, and that was one of my beliefs. If the mind can conceive, it can achieve. Whatever the mind can conceive, it can achieve. And that's exactly. You're absolutely right. That is true-hearted, and I totally believe that.
And you're a perfect example. I remember having you on the show. I look back having you on the show. We were like in the 80s, bro. Like having you on the show. So we are episode 159 right now. So let's let you know, hey, that we're still kicking, baby. Nothing is over. Still kicking.
Doing a great job. Everybody loves you, Andy. You're doing such a great job.
You know what? Maybe I'm not doing that good enough job that everybody loves me. I want to take a page out of your playbook. I want to be the guy that everybody, loves to hate, that doesn't know you, right? That doesn't know you, because I'm going to tell you, my boy, Mike Ayala, he had the privilege for y'all to play it.
Okay.
You had to play that. I mean, that's one of my best friends. Y'all played in the last group in a big cash Calcutta out at River Hills in Cal Allen, there in Cal Allen, Texas, I'd say about maybe about 20 to 30 minutes outside of Corpus Christi, north of Corpus Christi. And he had this vision of you. I ain't gonna throw my boy under the bus, right? He had this vision of you from Big Break, because we're some golf snobs, we're some golf hoes over here. And he said after the round, and they lost by 1. And he said after the round, he said, man, he said, I don't know what's going on about Arod, about Anthony Rodriquez, but you know what? I only like to judge people by how they treat me and mine. And he said, Arod, stand-up guy, class act. He knew, we were going back and forth throughout the day, trading blows, trading heavyweight punches right here. And he had nothing but great things to say. And I said, bro, this is the guy. Like, I mean, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised one damn bit. But for him, from seeing you on that outside level, Man, he was just he was a big Arod fan. He went back, he was watching Big Break Mesquite. He was going back, he was looking in the archives, and he had nothing but great things to say about your sportsmanship, your class, how you treated him and his partner Gowie out there throughout your round.
Hey, that guy, he's a great golfer. His dad played on the PGA Tour, and we had a great time. That it was a reality show, Andy. It was a reality show, and people asked what happened, how'd you get on the Big Break, and honestly, and I'll tell you how it happened. I was playing a tournament here in Houston, and everybody was saying, "Hey, you need to go online and do the online application." I said, "All right." So in the very first question of the online application was, in 300 words or less, describe why this would be your big break. And I put, it wouldn't. Next question. So, yeah, and it was all one-word answers after that. So because I played the PGA Tour, that was a big break. Getting through Q school, that's a big break. But it was like, oh yeah, it wouldn't be my big break. But you know what? I owe a lot to the big break because, it's a love-hate relationship, but also got me back into playing golf and went after the Dominican Republic. But going back to the interview process, they called me, believe it or not, and I was in playing the Canadian Tour, and they had the U.S. Pro Golf Tour also that was going on at the time. They said, "Are you going to play this tournament in Dallas?" I said, "Yes, I'll be there." And they said, "Well, we do a camera audition." I said, "Sure." So you get up there, and they want you to hit 3 drivers, 3 5-irons, and 3 wedges, and slice one, hook one, and hit one straight. And then after your last shot, say something about yourself to the camera. So I went through the shots. I turned around. My last shot, I turned around. I go, "Listen, you already know what you need to know about me. If you put me on the show, I will cause controversy. How about that?"
It sells, baby. It sells. You delivered, right? You delivered, right? And I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Like I love Big Break, man. I still watch the reruns, and I freaking love that show because I guess as a golfer, like you would love to be put in those positions, the flop wall, longest drive, you got to draw it, you got to fade it, you got to hook it, right? Whatever, right? And I'm not gonna lie, like looking at that show, like I freaking hated you. Oh man, I hated you, right? But I hated you because man, I said, man, this guy's a freaking jerk. This dude's an ass. But then something was inside of me saying, but this is my Texas. This is a Texas guy. Like you can't root. I'm wearing a Yankees hat because my Yankees are playing right now. It's the pinstripes. Just in case you're wondering why am I a Yankee fan? It's the pinstripes. That's all it was. You know what? I always rooted for you. And then when you came back to what was the second big break? What was that? It wasn't Atlantis or
Dominican Republic.
Okay. Oh yeah. There you go, Mancoba, right? And
what's that?
Which was the
Dominican Republic? Yeah,
Dominican Republic. There you go, Punta Cana. There you go, Punta Cana. And watching that second one, and people say like like you were humble. They saw a different side of you, and I think in that one, I think we got to see maybe a realer version of you. Right. I think that's what I think people got to see is that. And I think that's where you got like, if you saw the first one, you thought you were a dick. You saw the second one. You're like, man, this dude's like legit. This guy has a heart. This guy's got a soul. And I think from that second one there in Punta Cana, everybody had to root for you.
Well, I learned how to play the game. It's like people going on Survivor and going back again for a Union Survivor. They know how to play the game. They know how to, choose partners and stuff like that, and then the Survivor stuff. So I knew how to play the game this time on Big Break because it's not just about golf. It's about actually timing more than anything. You got to realize when we're gonna hit a shot, we have cables going down the back. We have mic'd up. They have the boom camera right in our face, and it may be. They come and tell us, okay, practice your 150 to 175 shot, 175 yard shot. So we don't know what it's going to be. And then you get out there to the challenge and say it's 160 or 155 and you got to hit this shot. And it may be 2 hours before you hit and you got to pull it off then. And you're watching all these shots. So if you notice in the show, I was always the first one up to a challenge. And they said, who wants to go first? I said, I'll go first because I've just warmed up. I had just done it. I'm not going to watch any bad shots of other people hit. So I knew what I was doing, and it paid off. It really did.
So okay, so you got to be like Little Caesar, right? You got to stay hot and ready, right? You got to stay hot. You got to be ready. And how difficult is that? Can you compare it to something? I know you if people don't know and you're just hopping on, thank you so much for tuning in. I got Anthony Arod Rodriguez out here on the show right now. Could you compare it, I guess, to anything you've done through, maybe athletically, maybe sport wise, I guess? And what was kind of like, I know you just kind of said the mindset. What was something maybe you could compare it to in your, like, I guess your prime time days out there on the course?
Nerves wise, like nervous wise.
Yeah, like just like that feeling.
Compare.
Take us through that feeling.
Another golf feeling, or a different situation.
Yeah, like a golf feeling, or just compare it to something that you've dealt with previously.
Coming down to the 18th hole during the Southwest Conference my senior year at Old Orchard, I knew I had to make par to tie for the lead, and they actually tore that course down though. But coming down and you're sitting there and you drive it right down the middle. I had 190 yards left, something like that. And then I remember hitting this 6-iron about 25 feet behind the hole. And then it was a straight downhill putt. And I hit the putt and I went about 3-4 feet by. And, it was one of those feelings. I can remember that. And I'm going to start crying again because, it meant a lot to me. Knocked it right in the middle. And my dad was there. My grandfather was there. And I told the story before that in 1987, my dad came out and told me Texas A&M won the Southwest Conference, and I was on the putting green at Cimarron Country Club, and I said, I'm going to win that for you someday, Dad. And sure enough, I won, and I went into a playoff, and there was actually 3 of us playing off for the sponsor exemption into the Colonial, because the Southwest Conference champion got a sponsor exemption to the Colonial. And we went to the number 1 tee, and I birdied the first hole and won the sponsor exemption, and therefore was medalist. And when I received my ring, my Southwest Conference ring, I gave it to my dad and said, "Here, told you I'd win it."
Now, A-Rod, anytime you're on the course, that's why I started the podcast in 18. My dad, thank the Lord, I still have him. He's always with me. Like he's with me right now. We're in the cart right now, thinking about talking about golf as you do this right now, and you still give a go at it. Is your pops with you?
Yeah. My dad's, he's at home, and it's 8:20. He's probably asleep. But he's probably going to see back in if he can rewatch this. But yeah, Dad's still with me, thank God, and my mom too, and and I have a wonderful stepfather, Bob, and I have a great family. I have a great support group. I call her my wife, Candy, but they're just very, very supportive, and I'm very, very fortunate and lucky. My 2 boys, very supportive, and it's people like you, that come out and defend me, because everybody sees what. A different side of me. It goes back to a lot of people at a certain country club that won't let me in, and because of what happened on the Big Break, and they don't know the real side. They're just like that. So you move on. But I have people that defend me there too, and it's I made my bed, I can sleep in it, but it's golf is very, very humbling, of course, and that. And, I've had my ups and downs, and, Raymond Caldwell's here, and, he's played the senior events for years. And, he told me a statement yesterday. We were playing the Pro-Am yesterday, and I was going by him, and he goes, "You know what, A-Rod, I'm going to tell you one thing. Everybody has their opinion about you, but let me tell you, when I finally saw a person that I met back in 1995, I was caddying for Chi-Chi, 95 or 96, so I caddied both years, but I was caddying for Chi-Chi, and Raymond Caldwell was there playing with his brother. He goes, "That's the guy I met, And when I see you with your boys posting stuff on Facebook and appreciative of being a proud father, and now you're appreciative of golf again, and that's the A-Rod I knew. And I said, well, I appreciate it. Thank you. I said, golf has humbled me. And, we've all been humbled before. And unfortunately, things happen the way they do, but I am me. And, nothing I can do. But people who know me, they know I'm very giving and loyal. And I wear my feelings on my sleeves. You can see that. And I know there's just, that is me. Yeah, that's just me.
But you know what, dude? I freaking love that about you, and I think that's why I see a lot of you can get it from the TV, and then when everything adds up, when I run into you in the course, when I run into you watching some your grandkids over there, the karate, watching that there, the taekwondo, I always bump into you. I said, man, I'm over here looking. My wife's like, who are you looking for? Are you checking out some chicks? And I'm like, no, it's a dude I'm looking for. It's like I'm looking for a guy. And then sure enough, it's A-Rod. I always bump into. It's like just the guy I was hoping to run into, right? Well, and A-Rod, and we get there. You know what? You got there on your own right here. Before we get into some deep talk here, we got some great comments, and everybody, thank you for tuning in and watching the show. For one of my favorite people out there, right here, Buck Myers. Buck Myers is chiming in, man. He's over here. He's typing a lot right here. Ray Robert, let's go right here. Nick Mendez, my good buddy Nick Mendez. Fun fact: I caddied for A-Rod at Mission Dorado for one round when I played for Odessa Junior College, his first year out of college.
Wow,
dude, you got people dating themselves, man.
Well, that is very true. That was 1996, and I finished second that week at it was Nike Tour.
Shoot, dude. Okay, so there's a couple things, right? When I'm making putts and I'm trying to work on putting, I said, man, this putt is to win the 1993 Hooters Open, right? Or the Hooters Classic, right there. Same thing. This is to win the 1996 Nike Classic, right? So, that's one of the things that I used to say. And of course, those tours, they don't exist anymore. Right here, I also got Buck Myers once again. And this is one of your coaches right here. And he's one of the best coaches, not only in the state of Texas, but in the nation. Buck Myers right here. What did Tom Lehman and Harrison Frazier say about A-Rod senior U.S. Open and practice round to his coach? Tell us.
Buck, I don't mean to brag, but yeah, if we're going to talk about that, we can that's a fun story at the U.S. Open. So Lehman and I came up to the 10th tee, and we're going to play a practice round, and Fred Funk was there. And was two other players, so that we couldn't play five. So Lehman says, hey, A-Rod and I will just go. And Lehman was wearing pink that day, pink shorts, pink shirt and everything. And Fred said comment like, hey, Tom, we feel a little feminine today. And of course, me being me, said, we all know there's only one person on this tee that's worn a skirt, and it's you, buddy. And when I remember when Annika Sorensen drove him, he put the skirt on in the Skins game. Yeah. So I get up on the tee, and he goes, "Good luck hitting it past the red tees." And I said, "I'll spot you 50 yards right now. You won't catch this one." I piped it about 340 right down the middle, and Tom Lehman just kind of looked back and said, "There you go." But same thing, Harrison Frazier was very nice. It was very humbling as well, because we played our practice round together, and Harrison is like, dude, you just need to get out here. You hit it further than everybody out here. I've never seen anybody hit it this far other than maybe Padraig Harrington. But you need to just get out here and find a way to get out here. And I'm trying to get there, man. I am trying to get there. And, there were just very, very nice, kind words coming from great, great players. And, the great thing, too, is that Harrison and I, we talked, and we played our practice round together. And then I guess a couple of weeks later, he won that year. So, I feel that I belong out there. I know I can do it. Staying in shape and my swing speed, I can still get up to 123 miles an hour. I got 181 ball speed still. So, I know I can do it. I do. And, what's changed my life now is I got to bring in make-field putters. If anybody who doesn't know about them, Google them. They're unbelievable. It's changed my game so much. It's pretty unique the way they design. Michael Brown, I played with him at Q School last year, and actually putted pretty good at Q School. And he's like, hey, if you ever need anything or if you need a putter, let me know. And went to the British Open qualifier this past year, and I was putting horrible, and he was there, and he fitted me. And ever since then, we'll go back to Cal Allen, but you saw me make that 25-footer for birdie to win. To win that the playoff in the Calcutta, even though it wasn't for first place, but it was for third place Calcutta money. But yeah, that was that Makefield putter. I mean, it's a great putter. The way they're designed, and they have different designs, but honestly, that's really changed my life, though, the putting.
And I think that's kind of where that's where and I'm sure from your time on tour, your time growing up, for people that don't know, you played a lot of junior golf with Tiger, right? You played a lot in the same groups, a lot. You were the poster. You and Tiger were the poster boy. I guess they needed a good variety of colors, right? And I guess you fit the bill, right? You fit the bill, and I think that I guess your biggest weapon is the little space in between your ears, right? And along with that short stick. And so,
it's Tiger and I grew up with, I say grew up, but he was in California. But honestly, I never knew who Tiger Woods was until I went to Las Vegas, and it was my senior year, and he was playing the group in front of me, and Tiger Woods, he birdied the first hole, and everybody in my group, the two guys in my group were going, "Oh, Tiger's on the pro." I said, "Who is Tiger?" They go, "You don't know who Tiger Woods?" I said, "No, I really don't." And I played AJGA, but we'd play different events. And anyways, ended up winning, and I shot 69 that last round. And ended up winning and actually making a first team All-American that year with the Rolex team, and him and I were paired together at the Cannon Cup matches. And I thought I was Tiger Woods too. Nobody scared me, and it's amazing what he's done for golf, and he's a great guy, great player, and being on tour with him in 1997, he had a very sheltered life, and that's why he did so well, because he did it. But I had the wrong friends at the time, I guess. Fuzzy Zeller and John Daly are my best friends, and I thought I was there too. So.
Well, and I guess tell us why were Fuzzy, why were John Daly able to do what they do? Is that were they just like such an exceptional talent, or did these guys actually grind or work? I know all the stories about John Daly and his Diet Coke and his cigarettes, and a bottle of Jack Daniels. What was it about those two individuals who were larger than life, but who could ball?
We'll let's talk about that. Chichi Rodriquez was my mentor, and he passed away a couple months ago, and signed me on with Eddie Lice Enterprises, and Fuzzy Zeller was actually part of that group. So Fuzzy being part of the group we had the same agent. He took me under his wing out there and showed me the ropes, and he'd been out there since 1972, so it was nothing for him in 1995. He'd already been out there. He'd won the Masters as a rookie, and he knew how to do it, and that's he knew what he was doing. Daily, he'd come over, he'd call me or knock on my door at the hotel room at midnight. "Hey, what are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm just watching TV." He's like, "Let's go to McDonald's," and I had great talks with Daly. It's funny. I go, "Hey, John, who are your friends?" And he was like, "You?" And I said, "No, I know, but like your buddies." And he goes, "You know what, Anthony? Everybody always wants something that's really hard." And, those kind of stories hit hard, when somebody talks to you like that. You think they live a great life, and they do live a great life. And he's a great person to meet in person. He's great. He's great for golf, and he's great on Facebook, and he's great doing what he does. And, his son is out there trying to make it now. And, he's a wonderful person also. I'm not going to lie. He's fun. And yes, does he smoke a cigarette and drink Diet Coke and eat cheeseburgers? Yes, he does. And that is John Daly.
But I love to hear that these these we say characters, or we say these golfers, that they live up to the billing. Like I said, in regards to you as well. And you know you have a great mentor and a great man in Chichi Rodriguez. I had the privilege of sitting in with the guys, Scott, uh, with Scott Wilson, from the tech. He was contracted out by the Texas Golf Hall of Fame to interview Buddy Cook, Buddy
Oh, yeah.
Cook, and yeah, and just Mr. Cook, Mr. Buddy Cook's, it's a legend, right, in Texas for golf. And
Yes.
he told us an amazing off the record stuff was just like the best stuff. And I'm like, man, I want more of the off the record stuff. And he told us an amazing story about what type of man Chichi Rodriguez was. That the facade, it just kind of what type of person, how he was from very humble background, and how, like, I don't want to say the story. He said it was off the record, but I know it was just he was a giver in this game. You're either two people in the game of golf. You're either a giver or you're a taker. And Chichi Rodriguez, for damn sure, was a giver and a grower of the game. Do you have any stories? I know you gave one to PGA on XM radio, but do you have any stories that maybe stuck out as to what type of man that maybe we do not know that Chichi Rodriguez was?
Chichi, he told me one time he grabbed a bucket of balls and he says, "Hold out your hand," and he started putting these golf balls in my hands, and then they started overflowing. He goes, "You can only have so much, the rest, the ones that overflow, he'd be able to give back." And that's one thing. He won the humanitarian award, and he was a giver, and he gave to the kids, and that's what he did. And I told that story about and he cries every time he tells it, but I'll tell it again on you if people didn't listen to XM radio, is that he was there, and there was a hole-in-one, a car for a hole-in-one at a golf tournament, and he looked up at the sky, and he says, "Man, God, if you let me make a hole-in-one, I'll give it to the kids." And sure enough, he knocked it in the hole. And back in those days, those golfers would travel together and lived out of the cars. And he was in the hotel room that night, and he was thinking to himself, "Man, I could really use the money with that car, or I could use that car." And he said a beam of light came in, and God showed up, and he saw Jesus' face, and he said, "You told me you would give it to the kids." And he cries when he tells that story. When he was alive, he cried when he told that story, and that's exactly what he did. So he swears by it. Who am I to doubt him? And that he was a giver, and everybody loved him. The personality that he had on the golf course was like no other. We miss that out there on the tour now, is the personalities, because there's so much money now on tour. Everybody's very serious. The hanging out in the bar and drinking anymore. It's still, even on the Champions Tour, it doesn't. People are working out. Look how fit these guys out are on the Champions Tour, and they're still playing great.
So you're saying, so I don't mean to cut you off. Is that something that I guess maybe you wish was still maybe just a little bit more of that brotherhood, that fellowship, that camaraderie? Everybody's on that health kick. I thought everybody was friends, or is everybody, I guess, do you miss that? Do you miss that maybe just a little bit of that old school, having some rum, I'm sure Chichi, loved his rum, having just a drink or dinner, something. He loves scotch.
Yeah, he was a scotch drinker. He loved that Johnny Walker Blue. He said, "I drink blue and piss Dewar's." And it was
Dewar's. I love Dewar's, man. I love Dewar's.
But I love to have my vodka soda, my vodka and Topo Chico. I still do. And there's a few of us that's still out here, but come Monday morning, I'm back in the gym, or 2 or 3 times a week I'm hitting the weights, and trying to stay healthy and stay fit. No, the guys on the Champions Tour, it is a fellowship out there, and it's the guys that basically have already made it. They're making it so hard to get on that tour now. it's really, really tough. You know, you went on the PGA Tour, you get a 2-year exemption. You went on the Champions Tour, you only get the 1-year exemption. And, you know, I played with Harry Rudolph today, and he flew in from North Carolina and got in at midnight and then came out to the golf course. And he's like, man, I've been traveling, and he's exempt to Mondays. And, you know, it makes it a lot easier. I can't go to Mondays. I have to go to the pre-qualifier and, you know, qualify on Friday. And then if you qualify, you got to wait till Monday or Tuesday. And you know, it gets expensive, and, you know, you're away from home, away from your family, away from the kids. And it's tough. This is only probably my 4th tournament this year. I did Tucson at the beginning of the year. And then I think I did, what else did, I did the Arizona State Open, the Senior State Open, and then went to the qualifier for the British, and started playing well, and lost in a playoff there, shooting 66, and lost in a 4-hole playoff to Guy Burrows. And, you know, the very first hole was the par 5 that we win. I was excited, and hit driver 8-iron to 10 feet, about 10 feet. And then Omar Uresti hits driver 3-wood at about 55 feet in the back of the green and makes the putt. And I'm there going, are you kidding me, dude? Yeah. And, you know, I missed the putt. And so it's Bob Soward, Guy Burrows, and myself playing actually for the first alternate position. And the first alternate was going to get in because it was first alternate for the British Open. And they both hit the fairway, and I sprayed my drive right in the right-hand bunker. I had 165 yards left out of the fairway bunker and hit it to 6 feet. And Guy hit it over the green, and Bob hit it short in the middle of the green. And Guy Burrows chips, and it's right on my line. He goes, look like it's going in, and it breaks a little to the right. He goes, you're welcome. I said, thank you. And I put it on the left edge, and it stayed right on the left edge. So we have to go back to back to the playoff. And I pulled my drive right, and then hit far and in the back of the green, and they both hit in the front bunker, and I chipped it up to about a foot from the hole. I felt good about it. And Guy, you know, he's plugged in the front of the bunker and hits it to 3 feet. And then Bob Sawyer hit it about 7 feet and missed his. And so it's Guy and I again. And long story short, I 3-putted that 4th playoff hole, and he came up to me afterwards. He goes, hey man, I hate to say this, but I'm glad you missed that putt, because there's no way I can make it another hole. So I was like, oh, I appreciate it, dude.
Yeah, so, right. And I guess how is that feeling, you know, for us hack golfers? I mean, we say exceptional athlete. I'm going to say exceptional athlete, like an elite athlete, you know, at your peak. And, you know, how is that? I guess is it still burn? Does it burn even more now that you're maybe a little bit older? You've lived you've lived a good life. You're still living a good life, and you know it. And you're out there grinding still. You know how is that? Is there a feeling of disappointment, or like what's next, or am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing?
You know, I've quit a number of times, Andy. You know, it's funny, and I, you know, like, when I went back on the big break, I'd quit golf, and I was going to buy that Rolling Oaks driving range when I ended up taking it over later in life, but with some other business partners. And when they called me for a reunion show, I'd quit golf, and this is what I was going to do. And they said, hey, you're the most emailed person people want back on the show. We're doing a reunion show. Would you come and do it? And I said, yeah. And, you know, it was hard to go back because just because I actually lost 2 sponsors in that first one from 2007 Mesquite because of the attitude, but I knew I could do it. So that's why I went back and did it. And I was married at the time, and I came back, and we signed $1 million non-disclosure. We can't tell, you know, what happened because it's all pre-taped. And I knew I'd won the sponsor. Well, of course I knew won the sponsor exemption. And I came back, and my wife at the time, she was like, "Are you gonna go look for a job today?" I said, "No, I'm gonna go hit some golf balls." And then, "You gonna go look for a job today?" "No, I'm gonna get some more." She's like, "You got to go find a job." And you know, I went back, and I finally had to tell her. I said, "Listen, I won." And she was like, "Oh, okay, all right, that was fine." So,
how long of a secret did you have to keep it from, you know, at your time at your wife at the time? How long?
It was about 2 months, honestly. It was about 2
shoot.
months. Yeah, and
Damn.
yeah, it was Harry. Yeah, we ended up getting divorced anyways. But
but I was gonna say, I was like, I'm glad you said that. I was like, was that the reason? It was like, I can't.
No,
you couldn't trust me with this 2
no,
2
but
months it took.
that was that was the carrot that dangled in front of me again, with a God says, hey, you're not done playing golf, because I went from there and got some sponsors behind me, went to South Dakota and played the Dakotas tour all that summer. I played 9 tournaments in 6 weeks, and I think it cost me, I don't know, $6,000-8,000. Somebody made like $12,000 on the mini tour up there, and came back, and everybody who invested their money got their money back and a little more, and went to Q school. And the Q school, if we were talking about stories, here we go. First stage of tour school, I remember, and we were I played and was at was it Houston Country Club or the Houstonian, I don't know, it was one of the Houston events, and anyways, I birdied the 17th, and I bogeyed my last hole, and I was like, that was it. And then I looked at it, and sure enough, I was off by 1 shot or 2 shots, something like that. So I packed up my car and I took off, and I'm driving home, and I remember exactly where I was. It was in Columbus, Texas, there on I-10, and Kim had called me, and my wife at the time, and she called me and goes, "You made it." And I went, "What?" She goes, "You made it." And I go, "Don't F with me right now. That's not funny." She goes, "No, somebody shot 80, and the other person shot 78. You got in." And I went, "Holy cow." So, now you're regrouping again and going down. And so I started practicing and went to Deerwood. And 1995 was the first time I went to Deerwood. Said I'd never go back to Deerwood, Houston. And I could never play well at Craig Ranch. And, it's a perfect golf course for me, but I never played well. So I said, I'm going to go to Deerwood. And I went to Deerwood, and I was right on the cusp, right in there. I wasn't going to make it. And I looked up, and the people that I was staying with was some friends of mine. Javier De La Garza is his name, there in Kingwood. And they had a big crucifix on the wall. And I got down on my knees. I said, God, what are you doing to me? You're doing this. You keep telling me to play golf, find a way to play golf. And I'm here. I go, I can't do this anymore. I can't. I'm going to let you lead me the way. I can't do this anymore. I give up. Take me. I give up. And started on the back 9 and shot 1 under. And I wasn't even close. So I said, listen, God, this is in your hands. And you keep dangling this carrot in front of me. I can't do this anymore. And sure enough, I birdied the first hole, and I parred, and then I birdied again, and then I eagled. I guess the 7th hole or 8th hole is a par 5. 7th hole. I eagled. I hit in the fairway bunker, and I hit 5-iron to like 10 feet out of there, and eagled, then birdied the par 3-8 and went to 9. And I don't remember if I parred or birdie. Anyway, I ended up shooting 30 on the back and shooting 65, making it. And then, you start getting goosebumps. You're like, man, it's for real.
Dude, you know what? You're talking about this amazing round. I'm saying this thing after being all crudo from the night before, like, God, please just let me make it to the toilet at number 12. Please, God, please. And I'm just like, it's like, you're having a freaking revival out there with birdies and eagles, and I'm just like, can I make it? Can I just make it and not crap my pants,
Oh, yeah, and I gave a testimony at church one time about this whole story that year and everything. And then get to finals, and it's in Palm Springs at PGA West. And of course, the first round, I'm playing the Nicholas course rather than the Stadium course, and I'm cruising along, and I haven't looked at the leaderboard. I'm playing good. I'm 700 through 13 holes, and I look over it and look at my name. I'm in first place. I'm like, holy shit, I'm bleeding. And then went to this par 5 and made triple. All right, after that,
the scoreboard, that leaderboard watching, right? Yeah. That leaderboard watching.
And then made bogey, and then all of a sudden I think I shot 1 under or 2 under par after being 7 under. And then the next day, it's blowing 45, 50 miles an hour on the Stadium course. and it is
man.
howling. And I tell you, I don't know if you remember PGA West or any of those holes.
No,
You know,
no, sir, I don't.
6 par 5, 17 is Alcatraz, the par 3 island, island green Alcatraz with all the rocks that they have. And it was blowing so hard that it was 185, 17 was 185 yards, hit 9-iron over the green. I hit it probably 205 or something like that in the water. I ended up shooting 79 that day. And I was like, man, here you are, you blew it, blew. And, another conversation with God. I said, God, you keep dangling this carrot in front of me. And, I ended up shooting 6 days, 6 rounds. I ended up shooting 64, 69 my last 2 rounds to get within 2 shots of getting my card. And I was fully exempt on the Corn Ferry then. But it's those feelings, the things that keep dangling that carrot in front of you. You're not done. And then, now, now the drug testing's out, and my testosterone level was 190 then, and I didn't pass PGA record, in order to get on testosterone. The kids, they consider it a sportsman enhancing drug, and so I had my worst year ever after that. And it was tough to be out there because I was very lethargic, and it wasn't good. And, it was tough. So that was hard, and luckily, today in our health and everything like that, they have ways of fixing all that. And but that was really hard, and lost my card there, and decided to, go back to school, and I went back to A&M 04 or 05 to go and finish. And yeah, that was 03. No, that was 06. I'm sorry. That was 2012, 11. Sorry. I'm going back.
You're all over the place. You've lived the life, man. It's okay. You've lived the life. You've earned this ability to march off the years.
And I quit golf after that. I quit golf, got in the oil and gas business, worked for Weatherford. They were very nice enough to hire me, as with no experience. Went through school, through the learning process there, and sold artificial lift for Weatherford. And, from 2013 through 2015. And then, the oil field crashed, and went from there, and working for a company selling cathodic protection on pipelines. Went and stayed in sales and did that for a while. And then in 2016, with some other business partners, we bought Rolling Oaks Driving Range, and we did that. And we did that for a couple of years. And, it was tough to deal with John Delgado, I'll tell you that. And I'm sure you got yeah, you think I'm an asshole. John Delgado is the biggest asshole. Sorry. So, yeah.
So, all right. Let's take a quick break right here, because we want to get into some A&M. I see right here, got some great comments. I need to put them up here. Everybody, thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in right here. Again, you gotta keep the lights on. Gotta pay some bills. Got some great comments right here. One comment right here before we get into a quick break and a word from our sponsors is Mike Ayala. Eso, Arod, right there, baby. Hey. Right here, guys. So, Arod, I'm gonna take you off real quick here, bro. Pay some bills and then bring you back on, brother. Right here, guys. I really want to thank the Texas Chancla for Jesse Hernandez Law for being our sponsor, for sponsoring the Texas Chancla Studios right here for Nothing is OB South Texas Golf Podcast. We're so thankful for Jesse and his sponsorship, and for being the sponsor of the Texas Chancla Studio right here. Man, that sounds great. Jesse is an avid golfer, great dude. And I'm all about the relationships. I have one of my good buddies, Arod, out here, and it's all about the relationships. And I'm super thankful for Jesse Hernandez. Make sure you reach out to JesseHernandezLaw.com for personal injury, DWI, any type of cases right there. Jesse's your man. He will fight for you. He will go to battle for you. He's a good dude, a good man, great father, just a great guy. And if you're not too sure who he is, right here, check out this video.
Real Lawyer Reacts.
Does this golfer have an injury case? It's likely that he doesn't. First of all, the water was clear and open. It's not like it was something he didn't see and he just slipped on it like he was in a supermarket. Second, It's naturally occurring. It's not like the golf course did something that created this danger. That's likely accumulation from rain. He sees it. He could have avoided it. Instead, he thought he was LeBron James and he tried to jump over it. And he didn't do a great job of it. That's entirely on him. Any injuries that he suffered because of his negligence, he can't hold that against the golf course. That's on you, bro. You're a golfer, not a real athlete.
Now, that is my man, Jesse Hernandez. Is a great dude. Make sure you hit him up. The law firm of Jesse Hernandez. Please visit him at www.jessehernandezlaw.com. And also, I really want to thank our new presenting sponsor right here. Man, Maximum Demolition and Dismantling. Lee Ramos, owner Lee Ramos, is such a great dude. Great conversation. This guy loves the dirty work. He will do any job that people say cannot be done. He makes the impossible possible. This dude loves golf. It relaxes him. It gives him a peace of mind. It lets him clear his thoughts, and he loves the game. And I'm super thankful for his relationship, this partnership. Make sure you hit him up at 210-507-2227. That is Lee Ramos with Maximum Demolition and Dismantling. These guys love the dirty work. They will get the job done. I'm so thankful for their partnership right here. And man, running out of breath over here. We got one more organization right here. Near and dear to my heart, FOREBROS Tour. Never golf alone again. If you don't have a home, FOREBROS Tour has a home for you. Right now, we have a great deal going on with the software we use, our golf software, Unknown Golf. All you got to do is hit up and check out Unknown Golf and type in FOREB25 to receive a 1-year subscription to unlock all the features for Unknown Golf. That helps Nothing is OB. That helps my FOREBROS Tour. We take 0 admin fees. Arod knows several of these guys right here. Mike Ayala, he knows several of our FOREBROS, and we're really thankful for partnership, my friendship. These are my brothers. I love them. Take 0 fees. Never golf alone again. That's FOREBROS Tour. All right. Woo. Hopefully we paid all our bills right here, and we'll bring my man right here, Arod. Arod, you had the privilege, man, of playing with my good buddy Mike Ayala out there in River Hills. River Hills has some great cash games out there. Why don't you tell us just a little bit about this big Calcutta that you had? And I heard there were some out-of-body experiences and some really good golf played out there.
You know, Mike was a great guy to play with and everything. And, you know, Mason out of River Hill has done a great job, and their membership committee has done a great job. That golf course is in great shape now, and you know they've really turned that course around. And it's such a great tournament. You know, they have 2 tournaments. They have the fall and the summer, or the spring and the fall summer classic that they have, the 2-man deal. And what a great tournaments those are. And you know, there was some heckling, and Mike actually helped me out that day. And it was so funny that this one guy was heckling me out there, and
you heckling you?
Oh yeah, he was heckling me, and you know, here we are playing a barbecue event, and you know, they did have the ropes are in the fairway. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, that you know that no carts past this, and it was 100 yards back, you know, before the green, but we drove it up there by the green, and this guy came up to me and goes, "Hey, Arod," and right when I got through, so you know, I just got through, and he goes, "You know what those ropes are out there for?" And I said, "Yeah, I guess for golf cart." He goes, "Why did you drive it all the way up here?" And I went, "Who are you?" You know, and he was like, "Why don't you respect my golf course? Respect this." I said, "What about all these golf carts that are parked around the green right here? I mean, it's a barbecue event where everybody's having a good time." And I told Mason I wasn't going to tell the story, but I got to tell it anyways, because it has Mike also. And then so sure enough, they find out I'm in the playoff. We go back and we hit it to, you know, do it again on 18 and kill a drive out there, and I drive my ball up again, and he yells out, "I guess you don't learn. You didn't listen." I said, "Listen, I don't know who you are, but I'm not even driving the golf cart. My partner's driving the golf cart." And Young, do you remember? You know Young from that played for Alan Baxter over there. He's 6'7". Chinese
Dude, I heard
guy,
he was
you know,
huge Asian, huge Asian.
Yes, I mean he's like Yao Ming, and talk about a guy hits hard. Anyways, I go, he's the one driving. Why don't you tell my partner? And there was silence. And Mike goes, "Hey, buddy, you see all these Mexicans right here? Us together." He goes, "Another word out of you, we're gonna I'm gonna say we're gonna take you to the freaking parking lot, and we're gonna beat your ass. Another word out of you." And then we didn't hear another word out of him or nothing, Yeah, so my Mexican connection with Mike there, yeah, he took care of me with that. I mean, it was relentless. Oh my gosh. But, don't take that in consideration because, Mason's done a great job out there at River Hill, and it's such a great golf tournament. What's one of the best in Texas. The other one is Sonora. There's another one is a great one.
I heard some great stories out there in Sonora. Nice little track. And I don't mean to cut you off, but dude, I guess how does that make you feel? I guess you just meet Mike from the weekend tournaments, right here, a big cash game out there in River Hills in Allen, Texas. And I spoke with Mason on the phone, going to have him on. Dude's got stories for days, and I know he's done a great job. I've only played that track once, being from Corpus Christi. I could never get on because you see the big sign right there, members only, right? And you can always get on, right? But love the track, quirky little course. I love it. We played Sundown Golf. We played in a tournament out there. I had my dad, my uncle from my dad's side, his brother, and then my uncle from my mom's side who've, never really interacted as long as I've grown up. And it was a freaking beautiful day. The sun was setting, man. It was just probably one of the best times I can remember. It's one of my best golf memories. And it was such a beautiful day having my uncles, my dad there with me. We had a blast. I mean, we're making putts. We're having moments of greatness. My dad likes to say, "Moments of greatness, Andy boy." And man, we kept saying that all day. And that course is magical. And I think that course is magical for building those relationships, building those bonds. And it seems like he had a really good group. And Mike even said it right here. I'm going to put it up here right there. Remember, this show is not for the ill of heart. The comments and opinions are not of those of my sponsors. So make sure you take that in consideration, guys. Right here, Mike Ayala. Fuck those guys, Arod. I got your back, Panta.
Yes. Yeah, the pinche raza. Yeah, we're there. He goes, "Don't worry about it, bro. We got you."
Hey, and especially, I mean, we're not too far from Alice, Texas, Mike's hometown. So, what? I'm sure he had those guys out in the woodworks out there, right? Ready to go. And got some great comments, man, right here. Got some great comments right here. Right here, Nick Mendes. Arod was always good to me as well. Played with him a couple of times and always had a great time playing with him. Best memory was playing with him and Robert Gomez at Oak Hill years ago. Wow. Nick Mendes is a stick, dude. He's a stick. He's a stick.
Yeah, he is. Great player. Wow.
Great dude, man. Memory. Great dude. Right here, Paul Sharp. Arod seems like a dude I would want to have a beer with. That's a hard definite right there. Omar Boron.
Say when.
Right there you go. Hey, say less, right? Say less. Right here, Omar Baron. You absolutely deserve to be back out there. I can't wait. I'm ready to be back on the bag anytime, brother.
You make me cry.
Rod, we still got a little.
I'm trying.
How does that make you feel? How does that make you feel, brother? You got all these people. You got all these people, bro, who support you, brother. How does that feel, brother?
Feels great. I'm not gonna lie. It feels really, really good. You got a big support system, and I'm trying, guys. I'm not giving up. I'm trying. Man. Oh man.
Hey, and we support you, bro. Hey, we support you, bro. We support you. You got a lot of dudes, and right there, you saw just from Mike a little taste right there. You got somebody that you just met, and I'm telling you, he spoke the world of you. And he said that he goes, God, it's gonna be on the show right here. Right here, I got Destin Munzel. A-Rod's still hitting frozen ropes, man. Frozen ropes right here. Mason Miller, hope you come back next year and bring some sticks down with you.
There you go, Mason. We're bringing Andy Torres. We're going to host a show out there.
Oh, definitely right here. And my boy Jeremiah Sierra, how many sponsors does Andy Torres have? Looking like NASCAR race. Hey, man. Hey, you got to go fast, man. If you ain't first, you last, baby. If you ain't first, you're last.
Always. More the merrier. Why don't you pony up and give him some money and then keep the show going?
Hey, that's right. Hey, you know what? They're a great sponsor. He is the tournament director for FOREBROS. So you know what? I have a lot to thank for right here. TJ Gohardo right here, awesome. Ricardo Gonzalez, RG, El Novio, the blocker. Good stories, amigo.
Hey, don't put my business on the street, bro.
Right here, my good buddy right here, Leo Camarillo. Great stuff, Andy. I just host the show. It's the guest that makes it right here, and Destin right here, Yao Ping. Ooh, that's a good one right there. Oh, that's a good one right here. Right here, Nick Mendez. A couple more right here. Before I ask a couple of heavy hitters right here. Agree with Omar. FOREBROS outing to go watch Arod out there. Count me in. And Mason Miller right there. Bring y'all's ass right there, baby. Arod. One of you know what? I know, man. We're running an hour, a little over an hour here, man. But I've asked several people.
Hey, you know, it's
Tell me, bro. Tell me again. I'm sorry, you kind of cut up.
Oh no, it's flown by. I mean, I can't believe what time it is. It's flown by. Gosh.
And that's how I like my podcast to be. Dude. I love for it to be. It's a twosome, man. You know, we're riding in the car right here. We're chopping it up. We're on the course, talking about our love. You know, talking about our Sancha, talking about golf out here, baby. Talking about that mistress. You know, and I want to know, dude, why are you not in the A&M Ring of Honor? You're the most decorated. On the Hall of Fame and in the Texas A&M Hall of Fame, you are the most decorated Texas A&M Aggie golfer of all time. Like, and everyone said, more than Cameron Champ, yeah, more than Sam, yes. Why? What do you personally think it is? Do you think it goes why certain clubs don't want you as a member? Do you think it's
no? I can't.
What is it?
I'm not gonna say that about my alma mater. You know, Texas A&M. You know, I'm not. And you know, last year I finally got it. I got through the first round to make it into the Hall of Fame. Somebody actually voted me in. Finally, you know, I won 6 times. You know, I won 6 times my senior year. I broke every record but one, and you know, I'm not in the Churchill Hall of Fame either, bro. So I won 13 times in high school in 3 years at my 3 years at Churchill, and they still haven't put me in the Hall of Fame there either. So, but yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't, you know, maybe, you know, when I'm dead and gone, then they're going to put me in the Hall of Fame, and you know, my kids can receive it for me. But that would be an honor more than anything, you know, to get in the even the Churchill Hall of Fame there, and you know, and San Antonio has been great to me. It's been a great city for me, and I'd have no plans of leaving. And you know, Texas A&M, it was a great school. You know, when I went to school there, and I was talking to Coach Ellis on my recruiting trip, and he goes, "What do you want to do here? What are your goals?" And I said, and we were in Kane Hall, and that's where the athletes used to eat. I go, "What does it take to get your picture in here?" He goes, "You have to win the Southwest Conference," and I did. So the following year, I had my picture up there right after the Southwest Conference, and it was in there for years after that, and until they tore it down and put a hotel there. But I don't know what it is. I really don't know. I would hope to get the phone call someday. I was at the A&M at the Notre Dame game this year, and you know, they were honoring all the people into the Hall of Fame, and they had one person that was sorry about that. They had one person, I think it was one of the Burks or somebody that got it in, and he was in 64, you know, class of 60 or class of 74 or something like that. He was, you know, and it was like, wow. But as far as accomplishment, as a 3-time All-American, won 6 times my senior year, you know, it was I can't tell you, Andy. I have no idea. I don't know if it's politics or whatnot. My dad's endowed at Texas A&M. We have season tickets. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Maybe right here I got a big break.
I got Paul Sharp right here. They're treating him like Pete Rose, and it is. I'm gonna say it. I know you can't say it. That just, again, class act. I'll say it for you. It's a travesty. You should definitely be in Churchill Hall of Fame. You should be in Texas A&M Hall of Fame. Most decorated golfer in Texas A&M history, and there are a couple of travesties, you know, and that's one of them. And I think again, I'll say it once you get off the show. I'll say my thoughts because I don't want to implicate you or don't, I want to say it because of the type of guy you are. And I'm sure you know, in the game of golf, it's not kind to everybody. It's not kind to everybody. The doors aren't always open. Sometimes you gotta bang those doors down, right? And I think you've done that with your golf career. I think you've done that with your relationships. I know you and a good group of members from Dominion were able to help send a young lady to the U.S. Open. And again, these aren't things that you're not publicizing. I'm hearing them from the young girl's father and the community, and I know people that know you. They know what you're about, and a lot of times what people on the outside say, they don't always match up. Arod, I'm so thankful to have you on this show. You are a golf idol of mine, and now I'm telling you, as I've learned to the man, I've become a bigger fan of you, and I'm so thankful to have you on the show because you know what, you're a gem here in this town, and hey guys, you're kissing ass, hey man, yeah, get off A-Rod's nuts, but you know what, dude, I love that show, Big Break. It got me when I started golfing, when I had my own money, when I graduated college, when I started to make my own money and could get my ass out on the course. It was guys like you. I heard I can't qualify. I don't have the application. I was like, man, back in that day, I might have been able to sneak my way on. Maybe, but A-Rod, thanks so much for being on the show, brother. You're always a great guest. Stories for days. And man, dude, we're rooting hard for you, brother. We're rooting hard for you, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Andy. Thank you guys, San Antonio. Thank everybody for all the comments. Touches home, touches my heart. Maybe get a W this week here, and then off to Q School in November for the Champions Tour in November.
All right, man. We're pulling for you, bro. And hey, I'm ready, dude. I'm down the street. I'm down I-10, bro. Let me know. I got some weeks coming up. Football season's about to be over for me. I'm ready, dude. I'm ready to go out there. I'll whoop dad, grandpa, the sons. I'm ready to take all of y'all on. I'll bring Mike Ayala up here, and he'll call Gowie. He'll call freaking Gowie over there from Pinehurst to come over here too, bro.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be great. Yeah, let's all get together, play golf. Like I said, thank you, San Antonio. Thank you, Andy, for having me on, and enjoyed sharing my stories. I appreciate it.
One last comment right here from Margie. Que Dios te bendiga. After you qualify, let's go hunt with Blocker. RG, right there. Hey, this guy, hey. These guys, dude, hey, they love you, bro. They love you, bro. Hey, Rod, thanks so much for being on the show, man. I appreciate it, brother. Good luck. Get him out there, brother.
There you go. Thanks, Andy.
All right, have a good night. Hey, Rod, man, dude, the dude's got stories for days, man. I'm so thankful to have him on and thankful for his friendship and his relationship. Hey, guys, a couple, as we close out here, several people we want to thank and just, some info we want to get out there for you. Make sure, guys, you check out Unknown Golf. You can hit up Unknown Golf. You can do a search right there. It's on Facebook, Instagram. Unknown Golf was voted the 2023 best PGA or best golf software out there. FOREBROS has an incredible deal. It's $50 for everybody else, or you can pay $9.99 if you use the Grit. You use 18 birdies. This is the app for you. This is like, you've heard of Golf Genius. Well, man, Unknown Golf kicks Golf Genius's ass. It's awesome. We use it for FOREBROS. We do live scoring, handicaps, profiles. It's got GPS. It can track stats. Check out all your bets. Man, dude, it's freaking amazing. All you got to do is put in FOREB25 to get a one-year subscription for $25. Dude, that is a freaking steal. That is a steal right there. And also, along with use Unknown Golf, we want to thank FOREBROS Tour. Never golf alone again. Thank you to my boys from FOREBROS. They're always supporting me, always getting my back. These guys have become family. It's bros. Golf has brought us together, but it's not what keeps us together. I've gone on vacation with these guys. I've brought in my close friends. FOREBROS Tour. Never golf alone again. If you don't have a home, guys, we definitely have a home for you right here. And want to say a special shout out to my new sponsors over here, man. To my new sponsors. I'm so thankful for the Texas Chancla Studio, Jesse Hernandez. All you got to do is reach out to www.jessehernandezlaw.com or hit him up at 210-807-8656. Thank you so much, Jesse, for your support of the Nothing is OB Golf podcast. Man, it is like NASCAR up in here. You're right, Jeremiah. Thank you to my bros. And a special thanks goes out to owner-operator Lee Ramos with Maximum Demolition and Dismantling. Once again, guys, if you haven't heard me, Lee and his crew, they love to do the dirty work. They can demo anything, they can dismantle it and put it back together. If you say it's impossible, these guys will make it possible. We're so thankful for the relationship of Lee and his company. It's family-owned business. He's out there off of 16, South Side till he dies. Great supporter of golf. Again, he's one of those guys that you're either a giver or taker in this world, and he is definitely a giver, and I'm super thankful for his relationship, his partnership, and support of the Nothing is OB Golf podcast. Make sure you hit him up at 210-507-227 and hit him up at lee@maximumdemo.com. These guys get the job done. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning into the show. Make sure, guys, to check out my website, nothingisob.com, for any past episodes. Way to support the podcast. Thank you for your support, guys. Remember, in the game of life,